Jack Dainty-Jones Citizenship Assignment 3. Policies and Procedures Within Services. Equal Opportunities and Anti-Discrimination Policies. These are policies that are set out to help employees in terms of recruitment, selection, training or promotion. Employees should be treated fairly without any discrimination based on their sex, religion, race or age. Sometimes public services only employ women to promote diversity into the service. This will improve the diversity as at that moment in time only women are being employed. Grievance procedures. A set of procedures and steps should be taken if an employee has been issued with a problem that cannot be solved, for example if the employee is being treated unfairly, being bullied or a change in job role. The employee can speak to their employer about the situations, but there is no legally binding process that you or your employer must follow when raising or handling a grievance at work. Bullying and harassment at work policies. These are policies that are designed to prevent behavior that could be considered as bullying or harassment, and this states what could be done to people who victimize people. The people who are being bullied or harassed may leave the service due to stress and leave the service less effective because they may have lost an effective employee. Employees must show each other respect and dignity, otherwise they will be asked to leave because it ruins their team cohesion. Recording and monitoring of equal opportunities data and complaints. The public services are funded by the public, therefore they are accountable for the public's performances on equal opportunities and other things. It is the government's order that they keep records in areas such as recruitment, selection and monitor all of the complaints they wouldn't have any information of how their company or organization conceive and how they are sorted. If people did not monitor their companies could improve. Complaint procedures for service users. This is where you have a complaint that can be used in general public and other organizations so people can report poor services or any other problems. This is a good way for the organization to find out what the public thinks of their organization and how they can improve, and restructure can be put in place if they need to. Also, if complaints are about an employee, they can have a discussion about the situation. Diversity issues. The public services have to deal with loads of diversity issues. The key thing for them is to build and keep a diverse workforce which represents all the communities that they serve. If they have low diversity in the organization, it sets a bad example for the community, therefore they need to recruit people from different backgrounds to give the organization a better image. Employment and development within the public services. In some places in the public services diversity issues are still there. Some may say that there aren't enough women recruiting and this due to sexism. Also there is an issue that there aren't much non-white people in the police. All these points are still argued, and the public services do their best to build a diverse workforce with mixed female police officers at 12.1%, which means 3/4 of the police officers were male. Even though these percentages are changing, females need to be more encouraged. Also, more needs to be done in terms of encouraging ethnic minorities and other groups to apply. Statutory requirements. Non-uniformed statutory services can be schools and education, council services and other legal aid are required by law to be in place. Usually they are self-funded organizations, but sometimes they can receive money from government or donations. How is diversity promoted and practiced by UK public services? Britain's public services work under tight instructions to promote diversity and equality within their workforce by making sure they have a diverse variety of employers. All public services have equal opportunity guidelines, policies, religions and ethnicities as part of the workforce, and have full equality to be if they wanted to, and that working pleasant for them and there is no bullying and harassment in the workplace. Public services back up the belief that no one should be discriminated against because of their gender, sexuality or physical ability. Only in the past 5 years women have been granted equality in the armed forces by being allowed to fight along the front line in war. The public services make sure that everyone's needs can be met by having their leaflets and websites in different languages other than English, having equality and diversity officers and making sure their buildings are accessible for people that are, for example, wheelchairs. For example, the police department has employed only 4.4% of ethnic minorities and only 25% of the whole police force are BMEs, black ethnic minorities, and only 52,755 firearms officers are BMEs. Within the RAF there is only 1.8% of ethnic employees and only 3% employees in the bridge that are women. The public services came up with a strategy to fix this and the diversity strategy of 2013, which aims to have all managers demonstrate effective leadership with regards to equality and diversity and have an inclusive workforce where staff respect and value each other's diversity and equality within their job roles and encourage and enable more women and ethnic minorities to apply. Anti-discriminatory policies were also put into place so people should succeed in their career, but how hard the work not be their sexuality, gender or skin color. The duty of public service is to provide equality of service to all citizens. British public services are determined to make sure that they offer an equal service to all members of the public and meet the needs of all different people. Public services do this by conducting a variety of strategies to ensure that all members of the public are treated equally and all receive the highest level of service and respect. Equality is very important in the army and it is a big factor in giving people the human elements of their power to fight, and this means that it leads to operational effectiveness. So all commanders in the army have to not just follow the law, but they will have to live with the environment that is at hand, whilst on duty and whilst off. Equality is very important in the army and it is a big factor in giving people the human element of their power to fight, and this means that it leads to operational effectiveness. So all the commanders in the army have to not just follow the law, but they will have to live with the environment that is at hand, whilst on duty and whilst off. So this may bring high-quality recruits from a broad society of different people, because this then could maximize the team's team working skills and the team's potential for all the soldiers serving them. But there is a point where religious conflict could cause conflict in the operational needs of the service they are giving, so this means that they should be given regular prayer and observe their holy days. Also the religious dress code's dietary requirements should be followed. The British Army and the public service have made a lot of changes to the service to make sure that people from religious backgrounds can join the services and also they can still do their religious prayers, etc. So this may be. They will provide religious food such as whole and kosher meat. They will also allow the person to wear religious clothing also long as it does not compromise the person's operational and the effectiveness, such as a turban for Sikh males. Regular liaison with a variety of faiths and take advice on their best practice. Support for all religions via the chaplaincy service. Celebration of their holy days where practical to do. Daily prayer arrangements where safe and practical.